my name's Nicole and welcome to my channel. I also go by Kooky, K-H-E-W-K-Y, Kooky, like crazy, insane. But yeah, today I want to do a little bit of a book haul. Some of these books I've already started reading or have already finished reading, just one in particular at least. But I wanted to do a little book haul because for my birthday I was able to pick up some books for myself, and then I also was lucky enough to get a Barnes & Noble gift card. First I'll do the ones that I already have out, which I have finished this one, which is Kingdom of the Wicked by Kerri Maniscalco, and then I am currently on the second one, about 100 pages away from the ending. Looking forward to finishing that and starting the third one, which I believe the third one is in this larger box. Let me little nail file here to open it. Come on! Not as loud as I thought it was going to be, but that's good. Yeah, we have the third one right here, so Kingdom of the Feared. I really wish, in hindsight, like looking back at ordering the books with the gift card, that I would have gotten Throne of the Fallen, which is from Indy's point of view in this book, if you know anything about this series. I won't go into anything because spoilers, but yeah, it's from Indy's point of view, so I kind of wish I would have gotten that one, but that's fine. I can get that at a different time. And then so there's two different series in here, and it looks like they're split up in between other packages. So I'm going to set those aside. And then I got The Shadows Between Us by Tricia Levenseller. Really looking forward to this one because it's, you know, kind of like a dark fantasy romance book. All of these are on my TBR, which my TBR, I do not have a physical collection other than the ones that I'm showing you now. My TBR is like 100 plus books already. I'm definitely behind on my book game, and I really wanted to get into it this year. This is also a temporary setup because I have not gotten my bookshelf yet, and I want to be able to film in front of my pretty little bookshelf once I get it finished up. Plus, my boyfriend is also playing games downstairs, so I did not want to have game audio while I'm trying to film. So, in this one, which, you know, cleverly shoved into my slot mailbox, luckily it was a hardcover. I'm really scared to open the other one because it is a paperback, so hopefully it did not damage it. But this one is Only a Monster by Vanessa, and I have the other one that goes to this duology. That one is Never a Hero. So I got both of these in hardback. When I was at Barnes & Nobles themselves, they had one in paperback and one in hardback. I personally do not like to mix if I'm going to get a series. If I'm going to get a series, it's going to be all paperback or all hardback, which looking into Throne of the Fallen, the only one I can find, at least on Barnes & Noble's website, is a hardcover. So I'm not looking forward to that. Hopefully, by the time I want to get it, it's out in paperback. If not, I'm going to have to ditch my paperback copies of Kingdom of the Wicked and get the hardcover ones. I typically prefer hardcover. I've gotten kind of used to those, but I've been a little bit better, being more lenient about getting books, especially since hardcover is more expensive, by getting paperback. Definitely saved me a little bit on some of my past series that I've read. But yeah, I always prefer hardcover. I like to take my books along with me, and I currently do not have a book sleeve or anything to put them in, and my purse is not big enough to put most books in. So hardcover always works better for me. So in the future, I plan to get a book sleeve so I can be able to do either one, regardless of my preference. And then the other one which is, I have the 2 already out from the box. I have Lord of Embers and Garden of Serpents. This is 2 and 3 of the City of Thorns series, by C.N. Crawford. The 3rd one is in that other one that I am really cautious about opening because I'm afraid of it being damaged. But here we go. Oh, okay, cool. Came out unscathed, so that is good. So this one also is like dark fantasy romance, more on the dark romance side. Definitely fantasy. That is generally my go-to, is fantasy. I love romance being thrown in there, but it's never a need. I don't know if I would ever venture into just romance. I know a lot of the covers are very off-putting to me. Obviously you can see that all of the ones that I just showed you are dark covers with like gold or bright vivid color mixed in there. A lot of the romance ones are just bright colors. I'm not generally a very bright color person. I mean, yeah, my favorite color is the color behind me, like that light blue, but I'm more of a gothic inspired girly. So my current book haul, and this was at the very end of January, is 9 books. I set my goal only to 15 books, to be completely honest, just because I wasn't sure how many books I was going to be able to get this year, just financially. Again, pretty much all of these books were bought with a gift card because of my birthday. And the other 2 I got more or less for myself. My boyfriend's birthday is really close to mine, so we kind of like got ourselves our gifts, but we were together, so it's kind of from him, but more from me, because I picked them out myself. But I'm hoping that I can do these in a timely manner, because I do have another series. I left it downstairs. I have another series that is a trilogy, but I've been having a really hard time getting into, and I think it's because it's very, very, very YA. It is like meant for more almost middle school level, and it's not off-putting or anything. It's like about Norse mythology, and I really love Norse mythology, but it's just hard for me to get into. I'm literally already 100 and something pages into the first book, and it's not one of those books where I just can't set it down. I set it down after 10-15 minutes of reading it, and I don't want to pick it back up. So I may have to DNF that series, but I really want to add it to this, because if I do, then I have 12 books already in my 15-book goal, and then I just have to get 3 more. And I do already have a couple of different series on my TBR that are trilogies, so I could just pick one of those up and be done with my goal for the year. I plan to finish Kingdom of the Cursed tonight. Like I said, I only have 100 pages left. I was going to finish reading it last night, but when I looked up, it was like almost 2 o'clock in the morning. I didn't necessarily have anything planned today, and I could have stayed up, but I had just gotten home from work, so I was already dog tired, and when I realized it was 2 o'clock in the morning, I was like, yeah, I probably should get some sleep. But if you guys have any recommendations, it does not have to be fantasy, it does not have to be romantasy, it can be anything. I do have some thrillers on my TBR. I have, oh gosh, I think I have some mysteries, just some straight up fiction books. But if you have any recommendations outside of these, or anything that is similar to these that you think I would like, definitely go ahead and recommend it. But again, do not be offended if I already have it on my list, because my list is already 100 books long, mind you. But yeah, so this is going to start my bigger book collection. I do have some books that I've gotten like over the years of like going through high school and partially into college that are still at one of my parents' houses that I have to go get. But I will definitely be able to show you guys those books later once I get those, and also get my bookshelf, which I am really looking forward to. I'm really stoked about having like my little reading corner. We don't have a lot of space in this apartment, but I'm hoping that I can make it work. I typically read either in bed or down on the couch. It really just depends on if I want to have a little bit of company or if I just want to be solely by myself. Most of the time I do read with my boyfriend, like playing his games or whatever. I tend to have my little, well, I say my, but they're his skull candy over the ears. But I typically have those on with some sort of like instrumental on, so I can be able to focus on the book itself. I'm going to do some reviews, probably not for every book, probably going to be, if the book is, I'd say like a 3.75 and up, I will probably do a review for it, unless it's like an absolute trash book in my opinion, and I will let you know. So maybe you can read it yourself and agree with me, or say, no, Nicole, you're absolutely wrong, you need to reread this book. There are very few books that I found that I don't like some sort of aspect of it. I have 2 other series that I've read in the past, like the past probably, I'd say at least 5 years. One of them being, it's called something different now, but it used to be the Grisha trilogy. It is now the Grisha-verse Shadow and Bone trilogy, which I have the original one that says Grisha trilogy, and you guys will get to see that whenever I unbox them from storage and put them on my shelf. And eventually I plan to get the new updated editions, as well as probably the collector's edition for Shadow and Bone. I don't even know if they have collector's editions for the other 2. I think it's weird that like when a trilogy is out, they only do like the first book being a special edition. Like, I get it, but at the same time, I want to be able to complete all of it. I'm a collector, obviously. But I have read also Six of Crows already, and the King of Scars duology, so both of those I have read. Those tie into the Grisha-verse. And then I have also read the Zodiac series by Romina Russell. I really love that one. And that's one of those that unfortunately my mom got it for me, and it has 2 books being hardback and 2 books being paperback, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I'm glad that I was able to have those books and read them, but I want to replace whichever 2 I find. Like, if I find 2 more paperbacks to go with my other 2 paperbacks, awesome, but you know, either way, I just want to be able to have the full set in one version, not half of the set in each. But yeah, I love all of those. Oh, and sorry, The Shadow and Bone is by Leah Bardugo, if you guys didn't know. Which, I don't know if I should read The Ninth House by Leah Bardugo or not. It seems interesting enough, and like the cover is really eye-catching, but I just don't know if it's something that I want to read. I really love her writing style, and maybe with this being one, it's more so in just the fantasy, not the young adult fantasy. Maybe that would strike my interest a little bit more. I'm not really sure. But either way, Ninth House is on my possible TBR. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think about Ninth House, and maybe your guys' recommendations or words of wisdom will help me make my decision, because I'm just not 100% on it. Like, part of me really wants to read it because it's from an author I really enjoyed reading, but I don't know, the story doesn't captivate me enough by reading the back. And maybe I just need to go back to Barnes and read a couple pages randomly or something. I don't know. Regardless of everything, the ones that I do plan to review. I'm going to write down in my little journals. I have a couple of these. These are from Michael's. They're like $1.50, $2. And you can get them in like lined or dotted. You're sitting on my other dotted ones right now, so I can't really grab those and show them. But I thought this one was fitting for my first book, Not All Who Wander Are Lost. I don't plan to make a review book for each book that I read, but you know, if I have a couple series that I want to review, definitely going to go into the same book. If maybe it's a bit different genre, I'll do another book. But that's all that I have for you guys today. Stick around and hopefully you like my book videos and you can join the journey with me if you haven't read these books and I'm behind like I am. Regardless of that, I really would love to hear you guys voice on, you know, what I should read next, maybe some tips, tricks, whatever for reviews, what you like to see in reviews, what you hate hearing about in reviews. You know, just really would love some feedback. See you next time.